What up, y'all? It's your boy Aaron, one half of the 404 HEELZ. We here doing that last cable television Raw review. It's the last one we're ever going to have for at least, 10 years or so, y'all? I'm excited for Netflix. I was excited for this, goodbye to USA for Raw, not goodbye to USA completely because SmackDown's going to be there. We're going to be going to 3 hours. But we're going to start, and it starts with limited commercials as announced. So we get, first hour limited commercials, maybe the whole thing. It didn't seem too many, but, we get New Day coming out, interrupting Wade and Joe Tessitore. And they get the crowd lets them know. They boo the shit out of them still. They're not big fans. We are not big fans of the New Day. I love the New Day now. I love them more than I did when they were the good guys because this heel turn is pretty awesome. I got a, prediction of where it's going to go. I think they're going to have a match on Raw, and you're going to be surprised who the opponents are, I think. But the crowd won't let them talk, all that good stuff, and then we get the Usos music, yeet. We get J Uso coming down, crowd going crazy. I don't think there's anyone more over than J Uso in the WWE right now. What do y'all think? Who's the most over in the WWE? Is it Cody? Is it CM Punk? Jay? Roman? Who could it be? Some of y'all might say Sami Zayn. I don't know. But he's huge right now. I still wish he had the Intercontinental Championship belt, but I'm excited to see where they go with Braun Breaker. Hopefully maybe he can face Jacob Fatu pretty soon. But so Jey Uso comes out, he's saying, he's been fans of New Day, friends, and then he says, New Day sucks. He says it. He says it straight to their face. New Day sucks, Looks like Xavier wants to get in his face, but, Kofi kind of pulls him back, and they kind of slowly leave the ring. Then we get a little Jey Uso promo calling out Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre has got his hit list, taking out Sammy, got, attacking when he can. He's attacked Jay, attacked Jimmy, all that good stuff. So Solo comes on, cuts a great promo on the screen like he always does. Good stuff. My dude's most improved this year for sure. Solo Sikoa by far. You know what's funny is no one has even really mentioned Tongaloa, my boy Botch, being out. They haven't even mentioned it. They're not like he's taking care of this, he's doing this over here. They just stopped mentioning this motherfucker. He's just gone. I wonder if they're even going to bring him back. Kind of feel bad for the guy. I mean, he was the worst part of the Bloodline 2.0, but he's just gone. What do y'all think? Y'all think he comes back? Let me know in the comments, y'all. But as Solo's doing this, he's distracting, Jay, so Drew can get the upper hand from behind. We get a little back and forth. Jay gets the upper hand right before the Claymore happens with the super kick. They're going back and forth. And then, of course, here comes security, the execs, all that good stuff. They come out, break it up. Drew slowly walking back down the ramp. We still call it a ramp even though there's no ramp, but, y'all know what I'm talking about. But he's walking back up the ramp, and then, boom, does a 180, sprints to the ring, boom, hits him with the Claymore, gets back on top of him, and he yells, "You are next." Anticipation going crazy. I'm like, let's go. He took care of Sammy. He's going after Jay, then Jimmy, and Roman. Let's go. Let's see what happens. But then we get this match, which I was very, very confused on. And this was, you could have had it be the main event, but you could have had it at a pay-per-view as well. This is a huge pay-per-view match you could have. And then they only gave it another week build-up from before, even though they did kind of set it up for a while before, but now they just had 1 week build-up. Bam. We get Chad Gable versus Otis. And I'm just, it's very, very confusing why they had this match on Raw. Just, it is the last Raw on USA, but, I feel like this should have been a Raw on Netflix or a pay-per-view match for sure. You could have had this at a Bad Blood, at a Backlash. You could do this at Mania for one of them. They still might, but we get it here. We get a couple spots in the match where Otis, I felt like was a little off, and Chad Gable had to correct him. But overall, great match, great storytelling. Ends in a tap out ankle lock from Otis. He can't take it no more, and he taps. But I'm very it just made no sense. Do y'all think it made sense? To me, it made no sense. It made no sense to have this match on this Raw to me. But it is what it is. And I just had this random thought in the middle of Raw. And I'm like, man, Raw on Netflix is next week. We got Solo, Roman, most likely the main event. It's going to be the most talked about match. Tribal Combat. will be the most talked about match after the show airs? Probably, because The Rock's coming back, hopefully. But Roman cut this boat promo weeks ago, and he hasn't been seen since then. He wasn't even really seen then because he just cut a promo, and he's still the number one guy. He's just levels above everyone else. Like, we're still excited for this Roman fight, even though we haven't seen him in 2 to 3 weeks when he cut that promo with Paul Heyman. We haven't really seen Paul Heyman. Shit's crazy, y'all, but that's how levels above he is more than anyone else, in my opinion. Then we get a little Rhea Liv promo that kind of sets up the Raw on Netflix match, the last woman standing match. And, they're basically just saying it ends here, all this good stuff. I still think Tiffany Stratton's going to run out Raw on Netflix. And if you go back to other pods, I also predicted this a long time ago that she would cash in on Raw on Netflix because they need something huge for Netflix. So she might come out either during the match or when the match is over, when both ladies are, I'm going to guess, pretty beaten to shit, and then she's going to cash in. That's my prediction, y'all. That's my prediction. But overall, great promo. Liv crushed it. Rhea crushed it. Liv talked about, I combined their name. Liv talked about how she took everything from her man, her title, her spot, her Judgment Day, all that good stuff. We also get a lot of tension between Liv and Finn right now. Kind of excited to see where that goes in the future. But we get R-Truth coming out. He's going to have a match with, I presume, Pete Dunne. But, Pete Dunne jumps him on the on-ramp coming, the ramp coming to the ring. Pete Dunne attacks. R-Truth's down. Match doesn't happen. Now, if y'all think back in the day, we had a little Travis Scott might be rumored to be coming to Raw on Netflix, or is coming to Raw on Netflix. And he was given a hardcore championship belt. So what do y'all think? Maybe Travis Scott shows up with R-Truth and they put the hardcore championship on the line versus my boy Butch/Pete Dunne. That's my prediction. Another one for Raw on Netflix. Let's see if I'm right, y'all. Let's see if I'm right. Then we are down to the semifinals between Dakota Kai, Zoe Stark. And then on the other side, we're going to have Io Sky, Lyra Valkyrie. We get a segment backstage talking about what it would be like for Dakota and Io Sky to go against each other in the final, which I would have preferred way more than what we're getting right now. I told y'all, they love this girl, Lyra Valkyrie. They love her. They're pushing her. Will she get the runner-up again because Dakota Kai gets the win against Zoe Stark, and then obviously Lyra gets the win, the upset over Io Sky. Disappointed. I would have loved to see Io Sky versus Dakota Kai, and then Dakota Kai, kind of beats the leader of Damage Control and becomes the Intercontinental Championship. It would be a good, nice moment between friends, but either way, we're getting Dakota Kai, Lyra Valkyria. We all thought it was going to be on Raw on Netflix week 1, but actually it's going to be Raw on Netflix week 2 in San Jose, California, I believe. So surprise there too. So they want something else that's going to keep people watching into week 2. I'm assuming. And then, I think it's the 3rd or 4th one. We're going to have Raw here in the ATL on the 27th. I'm excited. Let's see John Cena. I want to see John Cena announce for that. It's gotta. Come on, man. Come on. But great match. I thought Zoe Stark always puts on a great match. Dakota Kai, solid work. Would they do a little recap, a little montage of Raw? It's great moments. You see that, Joe Tessitore kind of rings it in. And we just see some great moments from WWE Raw over the years on USA. Then we get the 6-man tag match. They seem to be doing a lot more of these, AEW style, but this one is going to be Damian Priest and the War Raiders versus the Judgment Day. My boy Dom, my boy JD, my boy Finn. Super fans of all their matches. They always put on great matches. So does Priest sometimes. Sometimes he'll have a little mess up, but Priest be putting on some good matches too. But this is overall great match. Great 6-man tag. I don't get, is War Raiders and Damian Priest going to be a thing from here on out? I don't know. I hope not. And, I kind of want the War Raiders. I mean, I just don't understand why they have the tag team championships right now. I think you could give it to New Day. You could give it to the Street Profits. There's so many other teams, but they rocking with the War Raiders. The Viking Raiders is as they started the year. War Raiders, how they end the year. But I just don't understand. Is Damian Priest and them like this new biker club kind of thing? We'll see. We'll see if they stick together past this. They seem to have each other's back. We'll see. Then we get an announcement that it's going to be the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, versus J Uso on Raw Netflix. Man, this card is stacked, y'all. We got Roman Solo, we got CM Punk Rollins, we got Liv Rhea, and then we got Drew versus Jay. Stacked card. I think they probably add one more match. We'll see what it's going to be. I think it's going to be what I have coming up next because we get a little backstage segment between New Day and Rey Mysterio. And, they're kind of like, what member of LWO is going to have your back? And he really doesn't say anything. And we've been getting these little circles with the line through it, And there's this guy, Pentagon, coming over from AEW rumored soon. So I think as the fans, we were kind of all joking that Triple H better not put this dude in the LWO. And it looks like, I predict, he's going to put that motherfucker in the LWO for a little bit, y'all. It seems like he's going to put him in. I feel like Raw on Netflix, New Day's going to come out. Then Ray's going to come out, and they're going to be like, let's go, let's have a match. And then the surprise partner of Rey Mysterio is going to be your boy Pentagon. I don't know what his name changes all the time. Penix, we got a Pentagon Jr. We got a bunch of different names for this fella. But man, I'm going to be pissed if this dude's in the LWO for a long time. I get it. Have him come in and have one match with Ray. That's cool. Do not let this man fall to the wayside in the LWO. My boy Escobar had to get out of there, man. Thank God. But that's my prediction, y'all. New Day versus Ray, Pentagon Jr., Raw on Netflix. That's the 5th match. Put it in the books. Lock it up. But Io Sky, we get that match. It's kind of like the main event match versus, Lyra, the corporate push that everyone loves. But, I already spoke about it earlier. Great match. Great overall match. Love Io Sky. Definitely wanted to see Io and Dakota. But we're getting Dakota versus Lyra in 2 weeks. Raw. Week 2 Raw on Netflix. But then we get the main event. What we all been talking about. That Seth and CM Punk promo face-to-face at the end. Crowd goes crazy for CM Punk. And if the crowd's choosing, they're choosing CM Punk every time. They are not choosing Seth Rollins ever, not one time. And man, these two cut low here, man. It seemed personal. Sometimes Seth was talking off the mic like, watch yourself. He said, brought up the man, Becky Lynch. She's been on hiatus. He just kind of said, you're talking about me leaving. Where's the man at? Where's the man? And then, Seth kind of takes a dig and says something about you can't raise a kid, talking about dog Larry. They took some personal shots. And I am excited, man. Do y'all think this should be the main event, or do you think it's the Bloodline main event? It's got to be the Bloodline for what's going to happen after the match. It's got to be. You can't have... If the Bloodline match is before this match, and this actually is the main event, CM Punk in the spot of the main event, and we see the Bloodline before this, then The Rock ain't coming back, I don't think. I don't think so. Not in that way. He could come back later. He could come back and fuck up CM Punk, maybe. We'll see. But overall, great promo from CM Punk and Seth. It's up there. Top 5 in-ring promo of the year for sure, for both of them. It was amazing. Fire. Just cooking. WWE has been cooking in the promo department for sure. And now their matches, I think we're going to 3 hours for both. I'm assuming 3 hours definitely for SmackDown. And, Raw is going to have commercials, all that good stuff. So we're going to go 3 hours, I'm assuming. And we're just going to have more and more better matches. We're going to have the same great promos. We're going to have great fucking matches. I'm excited, y'all. Next week, we might do a little Raw prediction show. I might throw one out there once all the matches are announced. We'll see, y'all. We'll see what that looks like. I'm excited. We'll get up there with that reaction, y'all. Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Pre-show.